Hey everybody, it's me, Eric here. Today is Friday, December 23rd, 2011, and yesterday was officially my 6-month surgiversary. Yes, 6 months ago to yesterday, I had the vertical sleeve gastrectomy. Now, I just went for a checkup at my surgeon's office yesterday, met with the nurse practitioner and the nutritionist, and I had never actually asked them what they had for me as a weight when I did surgery, but my home scale, I'm pretty sure that the day before surgery I was at 401, which is what I've always based my weight on when I give my updates. They have my magic number as the last time they saw me before surgery as 419. So when they average out my weight loss since surgery, theirs is always a little bit higher than what I come out with. But, you know, for the sake of tracking, I've said from the beginning, you have to pick one scale that you're going to go by and use that, and seeing that I weigh myself more consistently at home than anywhere else, I'm using my home scale as my basis for my weight tracking. And I have my weight as 401. So, that being said, let's get down to business, shall we? So, for those of you who have been following me know, I've been really frustrated over the past couple months because I've been in a stall. My stall's broken, and 3 times during the past 2 months I've gained. I've always lost that weight again. I actually, just 2 weeks ago, was at my lowest all-time weight so far since surgery, which was 345. But unfortunately, I have to report that my weight now is 352.2 pounds. So last week, I had been down to 345. Last week, I crept up to 348. And this week 352. So I pretty much should be screaming, swearing, crying, and believe me, I've come close to all of those until today. And that's kind of what I wanted to touch base with you guys on. It was funny because I didn't want to believe my surgeon's team when I went there, and when I told them my situation, when I got on the scale, when we went over the numbers, when we went over the facts and figures, they told me basically that I was doing everything right. I've been tracking my food with MyFitnessPal, my water, my exercise. I get in all my vitamins. I get in all my protein most of the time, or pretty darn close. Keep my calories at about 1,200 a day. And, well, we already know my exercise dilemma. But I'm nipping that in the bud as we speak. As a matter of fact, 3 days this week I have attended boot camp. I'm also going to be going back to jazzercise on my off days. So that will be my 5 days of focused exercise in addition to what I start doing on my own as well in between. The boot camp has been amazing and very intense. As a matter of fact, I would have killed today for a hot tub. But anyways, moving on. Going back to the checkup and the whole reason for wanting to get this update done. And I've got something really neat to show you guys at the end, actually. But I've been frustrated, I've been confused, people have been pushing me, I've been hearing the same thing, and as we've all discussed, this whole weight loss journey is very much attitude and mental outlook. And even people who have had surgery still have to have a positive outlook and, maintain the good lifestyle habits and maintain a positive attitude, because it's not easy. It's not easy even with surgery. I mean, some people, their weight just melts off, and mine did too originally. I mean, let's face it, going back to the big picture, I'm down 115 pounds for the year. However, that was only during about the first, let's say, 5 months. Here I am pushing 7 months out now, just hitting my 6-month mark and going into my 7th month now. The last 2 to 2.5 months have been a bear, a struggle. And, I'm not going to deny that I haven't had my share of disappointment and venting, and a couple of have gotten messages from me or seen some of my posts on Facebook or wherever. I've been frustrated, and it's gotten to me a little bit too, but something I just want to remind everybody today that they told me at my surgeon's office, and of course at the time I didn't want to hear it, I didn't want to, but take the time to go back and look and see where you've come from, because I did that, and I just couldn't even believe it. The person that I was a year ago is not a person I ever want to see again, and it's just amazing. I was kind of beating myself up until I went back and just recently looked at some of my original videos, including the one that I'm going to show you at the end, which is a pre-op video I did for a summer makeover challenge, and that was me prior to surgery, just less than a week prior to surgery, and I'm flabbergasted at the difference, So, it's just always good to remember where you came from. Take the time to go back and look at the pictures. I mean, that's why it's important to document, because when you hit these mental lows, and another thing, that the surgeon's office told me is when you're losing weight, it's never at a consistent vertical drop. Never. It's very much a jagged line, roller coaster, however you want to draw it out, but it's not, it's got its ups as well as its downs. To get down, there will be some ups. It's just the way it goes. It's kind of like life, nothing is good all the time, nothing is bad all the time. Life is like a roller coaster, we have our series of up and downs, and weight loss isn't any different. So I encourage all of you, when you're hitting low points, when you're feeling bad, when you're thinking that, you're not making any headway, go back and look and see where you came from, because it'll make a hell of a big difference. Just today, my whole attitude and everything has just been so refreshed, and so I just have a sense of encouragement from where I was the past couple of weeks. And so I'm definitely an advocate for the documenting, take pictures, video, and every so often do it. I mean, it's not fun to have to go back and see it, to see that person again. I know it's in our minds, it's something that we want to block out, we want to just never pretend like that person existed. But you need to go back and see that person that you used to be and the person that you are now, because you will be so proud of yourself, and you will be so happy in the decisions that you've made. You will see how worthwhile they actually were. And that's the honest to God truth, because I was there. I was in a low point, and I just went back and saw my pre-surgery video, and wow. And I just feel like a different person even. So, slow and steady wins the race. And remember, I know these are all cliche lines that so many of us get sick of hearing on occasion, but they are so true. You know, weight loss is a journey. It's not a sprint. And getting there fast isn't always going to happen, but getting there right and getting there does happen. So just stay strong, stay focused, take a step back and look at where you've come from and how much you've accomplished already, and you will be damn proud of yourself. So keep up the good work, everybody. Keep it up. So before I wrap up, and I don't want to make this another half-hour long video like I did the last time, and I'm sorry that I rambled on. I made notes this time so that I can stick with everything that I need to. Plus, I want to give you my before and after video compilation. I'm going to edit them together so you can see one right from the other, and I will show you. And I did this again shirtless, so you can see the actual difference. You know, I didn't think that I was going to see much of a difference, because when I look in the mirror, of course, I'm used to seeing myself every single day just about. So when I look in the mirror, I still see the fat guy, you know. And there's no doubt about it. I mean, even at 345 pounds, I'm still obese. I've got a ways to go. I know that. But when I compare it to where I've come from is where I see how far I've come in all actuality. So, exercise is going great. I did 3 days of boot camp this week. It's very much like circuit training, with a trainer-focused circuit training, where you do a certain number of repetitious exercises in a certain amount of time. You break for a rest period for like a minute, then you go back and you do more work or exercise, and then what they do is they kind of like set you up at different stations. So let's say you do 4 different types of exercises. So you will start off at your first spot, then you switch off, you switch with the person, you do the next set of exercises, you break for like 30 seconds, you do the next one, and you keep doing that, and then you repeat that for like 10 or 15 minutes before you actually take your full, you know, like 2-minute water break. So in actuality, in the full hour, you probably get about like 40 minutes of intense workout, and about 10 minutes of good stretching, because they do focus too on good stretching afterwards and everything else. I love it. It's really great, and I'm really hoping that, like the surgeon's team said, that this weight gain is actually me putting back on my muscle, which I probably lost a lot of, because actually I'm happy to report that my measurements have actually come down. And I apologize, I didn't publish my measurements last month, but I did take them, and my measurements weren't moving either. But I will read you my measurements real quick. I know I usually do them in a slide, but I'll just read them to you really quick. The last time I took measurements was on October 26th, and I was an 18 neck, 56 across on the chest. Stomach was also 56, 50 across on my waist, and 28 for my thighs. Now all of that, mind you, is in inches. I'm happy to report that today, neck is still the same, holding at 18. Don't know if I'm going to get any smaller than an 18 there. Chest has come down 2 more inches, which I'm really excited about, because even if I was going to get plastic surgery, I would probably want all of this taken care of first, because it's what I'm most self-conscious about. They have a big flab of saggy skin underneath each arm and just a really flabby chest, which I would like to have, contoured out. So, chest down to 54 from a 56. Stomach down to a 55 from a 56. So I lost another inch around my stomach. Now that's around my chubbiest part of my stomach, the fattest part that I measured. Then my waist, which is where I wear my pants, and that would be just below the bottom fold of my stomach. It still overhangs, yes, I know, but we're working on it. Anyways, that has gone from a 50, which I was the last time, to a 48. So 2 more inches lost from my waist area, and my thighs have stayed the same at 28. So all in all, that's a good sign. It kind of reassures me that there is a very good possibility that my weight gain is me bulking up and me getting muscle, which hopefully at some point will stop and then the weight will come down, because obviously the fat is going away even though my weight is going up, and that's because muscle weighs more than fat. So I didn't want to believe it, and I thank all of you out there, especially Angela, who reminded me, take your measurements, double check, see how you're doing, which I did. I took your advice. I did my measurements today, and sure enough, my body is still changing. So the fat is being reduced, even though the scale isn't telling me the same. But that's okay. So hopefully, the bonus with building up muscle is that's what burns the calories even in a resting period. So the more muscle you have, the more fat you'll burn in between when you're resting, so including when you're sleeping. And that's another important thing. I know it's hard these days, but try and make sure you get a good night's sleep. And go to bed early if you're tired, because sleeping in actually causes you to gain weight. That's the latest studies that I've been reading. So sleeping in, no, not a good thing. Go to bed early if you have to. If you're really tired, you're much better off, and then try and get up early. And then, of course, get your breakfast in. That's important. Make sure you get plenty of fluids in throughout the day, and go to town, and you will get there too. So tomorrow is Christmas Eve. This weekend is Christmas. I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a happy, healthy 2012. And I will probably talk to you guys again sometime between Christmas and New Year's. And if not, I will see you all in 2012. Stay strong, everybody, and keep pushing, because it's worth it. And what you're going to see on closing is my before and after body shots, and I'm shirtless. So if you don't want to see a shirtless, saggy, fat man, then you can end this video right now. Bye, everybody. Hey, everybody. Eric here. Just wanted to document currently, visually, what I look like pre-op, and this is also my entry for Chelsea into the 6-week summer makeover challenge. So here we go. Here's front, here's side view, back, and this is me actually with my shirt off. So those of you who are going to be scared, leave now or turn off your video. Okay, so here we go, and you can already see my problem areas that I'm going to run into as the weight starts to come off more. Definitely going to want something done with these bad boys. And then, of course, the big old tummy. All of this is just starting to get really saggy. So, yeah, probably going to need some skin removal here. So here I am from the side. I can't even believe I'm doing this, but here we go. back, and front. Here we go. This is me. Today is Friday, December 23rd, 2011, and these are my body shots documenting my weight loss so far. I'm 6 months out post vertical sleeve gastrectomy, and I have lost a total of 58 pounds since surgery, so 58 pounds in the past 6 months, and for the year I've lost a total of 115 pounds, and currently this is where I'm at.